Get ready for the action, because the Milwaukee Bucks have made a massive statement. They have clearly shown their unwavering faith in Taylor Jenkins after unearthing new truths behind the Buck Pass. We are talking about a commitment so huge that Jenkins is reportedly set to earn north of $10 million annually with the Bucks, putting him right among the elite of NBA coaches. This incredible payday signals a serious shift in the franchise's direction, and we dive into exactly what this means for the team.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, the financial commitment is undeniable. The Milwaukee Bucks shelled out 8 figures annually to secure the hire of Taylor Jenkins. This move wasn't taken lightly, especially after Doc Rivers stepped down, confirming just how serious the Bucks were about landing their man. We look at Jenkins's impressive pedigree, his history with Giannis Antetokounmpo, and how this coaching commitment directly impacts the crucial question of whether the Greek Freak stays in Wisconsin. But the conversation doesn't stop there. Because of the Boston Celtics' recent playoff struggles, a blockbuster trade involving Giannis Antetokounmpo is now being seriously discussed. We explore the tough but necessary sacrifices required for Boston to make a move, specifically looking at the potential swap involving Jaylen Brown, and how the Milwaukee Bucks are positioning themselves in this high-stakes maneuvering. Finally, we turn to the coaching carousel as the Brooklyn Nets look to make big moves. Brooklyn Nets assistant coach Steve Hetzel is emerging as a finalist for the top job in New Orleans, putting him in the crosshairs of other major teams. We break down the surprising path Hetzel has taken, his success with the Nets, and what this potential move means for the entire coaching landscape this offseason. Stay with us for more analysis. The Milwaukee Bucks' confidence in new head coach Taylor Jenkins has reached a new peak following recent developments, underscored by a significant financial commitment. Reports indicate that Jenkins is set to earn north of $10 million annually with the franchise, placing him among the highest-paid coaches in the NBA. This substantial salary signals a profound level of belief from the Bucks organization. This financial endorsement places Jenkins in an elite group of coaches earning over $10 million in the 2025-26 season. This cohort includes Golden State figurehead Steve Kerr, Miami's Eric Spoelstra, LA's Tyronn Lue, former Bucks coach Doc Rivers, Houston's Ime Udoka, Boston's Joe Mazzulla, and Indiana's Rick Carlisle. A notable trend among these high earners is the presence of championship hardware. Kerr leads with 4 rings, while the others possess 1 or 2 titles. The massive compensation package reflects the urgency behind the hiring. Sources suggest the Bucks were determined to secure Jenkins exclusively, aiming to prevent other interested teams from engaging with him. By offering a top-tier salary, Jenkins is reportedly positioned to bypass other summer inquiries and commit fully to Milwaukee as the head coach. While Jenkins lacks championship rings, his resume includes building a strong foundation with the Memphis Grizzlies, leading them to back-to-back 51-plus win seasons. Despite a mid-season firing in 2024-25 after a 40-29 record, Jenkins is now tasked with proving he can replicate or exceed that success with the Bucks. While the hiring of a new coach is only one piece of the puzzle for the franchise, it represents a significant step forward after previous organizational turbulence, suggesting the Bucks are comfortable making a substantial investment in their new leadership. The Milwaukee Bucks have made a significant commitment to their coaching staff, securing long-term head coach Taylor Jenkins in a move that signals a serious intent to reshape the franchise. The Bucks reportedly invested 8 figures annually to land Jenkins, resulting in a long-term contract valued at well over $10 million per season, placing him among the highest-paid coaches in the NBA. Jenkins joins the elite tier of NBA coaching salaries, competing with figures like Steve Kerr of the Golden State Warriors and Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. This substantial investment comes as the Bucks navigate what is arguably their most critical offseason in recent franchise history. Jenkins brings valuable experience to the role, having served as the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies for 6 seasons, compiling a 252-14 record. Notably, he was a Bucks assistant under Mike Budenholzer during the 2018-19 season, providing him with first-hand insight into the development of star player Giannis Antetokounmpo. This familiarity with Antetokounmpo is a key factor as the trade market for the Greek Freak intensifies, with reports indicating East Coast franchises and teams near Greece are among Jenkins's preferred destinations. Given that the Bucks have missed the playoffs since 2018, the organization is under immense pressure to retain their star or maximize a trade for him. Jenkins's coaching credentials and his established relationship with Giannis provide Milwaukee with a strong argument for keeping the star. The Bucks' aggressive pursuit of top coaching talent underscores the high stakes of the offseason, as the coaching market has been particularly active this year. A potential blockbuster trade involving the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Atlanta Hawks is heating up, centering on the acquisition of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Following 2 consecutive disappointing playoff exits, the necessity for Boston to pursue a trade for the MVP has become a significant topic of discussion. The core of the proposed deal involves the Celtics potentially trading Jaylen Brown to the Atlanta Hawks in exchange for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The proposed structure suggests the Celtics would receive Antetokounmpo, the Hawks would receive Brown, and the Bucks would acquire Jonathan Kuminga, Corey Kispert, Zachary Risasher, and a substantial number of draft picks. However, the Bucks are unlikely to move the 2-time MVP without significant justification, and they would likely demand substantial compensation. This dynamic suggests that dangling Jaylen Brown is the Celtics' most viable path to securing a deal. A critical factor influencing this potential trade is the Atlanta Hawks' lottery finish. Due to a previous trade, the Hawks possess favorable odds for securing the number 1 draft pick, which could heavily influence the Bucks' willingness to engage. Analysts suggest that Atlanta might favor Antetokounmpo over Brown. A potential leverage point for Boston lies in securing a commitment from Antetokounmpo to re-sign with the Celtics, but not the Hawks, which could make the Hawks more amenable to taking Brown as part of their return package. Furthermore, Jaylen Brown may be receptive to returning to his hometown to play for a team with an exciting future. Ultimately, the Celtics' motivation would be to acquire a player who raises their ceiling. Antetokounmpo fits this profile. While acquiring Kevin Durant alongside Antetokounmpo would be a major move, it could be argued that swapping Brown for Antetokounmpo represents a necessary, albeit difficult, step for the franchise given their recent struggles. While the fanbase would resist losing Brown, the situation is being considered because of the team's recent performance. The landscape of NBA coaching vacancies is heating up, with Brooklyn Nets assistant coach Steve Hetzel emerging as a serious contender for a top job in New Orleans. Following the Nets' recent extensions with assistant coach Jordi Fernandez, opposing teams are reportedly already positioning themselves to poach talent. According to a report by Sam Amick of The Athletic, which synthesized information on ongoing head coaching searches, Hetzel has been named a finalist for the lead job in New Orleans. The city's coaching search is intense, with speculation pointing towards several candidates, including Darvin Ham, Steve Hetzel, Sean Sweeney, and Rajon Rondo. While Mosley remains a potential name if available, his inclusion on the list is still uncertain. Hetzel's candidacy is supported by recent activity. Will Guillory reported on April 27 that New Orleans had conducted at least one interview with Hetzel. Furthermore, less than 2 weeks prior, Fred Katz and Eric Nehm cited Hetzel in a story identifying candidates for first-time NBA head coaches in the upcoming cycle. Hetzel brings a deep background to the conversation. He began his NBA career as the assistant video coordinator for Greg Popovich's San Antonio Spurs in 2005. Since then, he has served as an assistant coach for notable figures including Mike Brown, Lawrence Frank, Steve Clifford, Chauncey Billups, and currently Jordi Fernandez in Cleveland, Detroit, Charlotte, Orlando, Portland, and Brooklyn. Known for his tactical acumen in the back half of his career, Hetzel also previously served as the head coach for the Canton Charge during the 2013-14 season. His recent performance with the Nets has highlighted his capability. Hetzel worked alongside Fernandez during both of his first 2 seasons in Brooklyn, coaching in the Summer League each time. Notably, he helped lead the Nets to one of their 19 wins last year, a performance described as particularly demonstrative. When Fernandez was unavailable to coach at home against Milwaukee on December 14th, Hetzel stepped in as the interim replacement, steering Brooklyn to a decisive 127-82 victory, tying a franchise record for the largest win margin ever achieved in a game. If Hetzel secures the head coaching position, it would mark his first full-time role and simultaneously cast another question mark over the Nets' offseason, promising an intriguing period ahead for the franchise.